Hi, I'm Rob Tillery, and I've been growing for over 20 years. I started with a small vegetable garden growing tomatoes, peppers, onions, and herbs, everything needed to make a fresh and delicious homemade salsa. Over the years, I've expanded my garden to include potatoes, pumpkins, and watermelons. Last year, I had great success growing corn with the Three Sisters method. I also love to grow flowers. From the beginning, roses have been my favorite. They are just a beautiful flower. For the past 13 years, I've been growing cannabis, and it has become my passion. I've grown both indoors and outside. I've started growing cannabis at the beginning of the Colorado medical industry with an indoor farm of over 700 plants, directly helping patients and wholesale to medical dispensaries. For the last 6 years, I've been growing outdoor summer gardens consisting of all my favorite plants and adding new ones every year. This year, I hope you will subscribe and grow with me. Before you start growing, it's important to plan your summer garden. The first plants that need to be started are the vegetables. With such a short growing season here in Colorado, it's necessary to start some plants inside. In the future, I will make videos on preparing cannabis and flower gardens. In this video, I will discuss planting an outdoor vegetable garden. To begin, you should pick out an area that gets plenty of sunlight. I have a 16 by 24-foot area of my yard that I use. You can use an area smaller or larger depending on your needs. This area faces west and gets plenty of full sun exposure all day. The next thing to consider is whether you will be growing in a raised bed, in the ground, or in a pot. In this garden, I will use all three. I have found different plants do better in particular containers or growing mediums. Here, I have built a 4 by 12 raised bed in the center of the garden, running north to south. Some plants prefer to be on the north end, some grow south. If you are in an area that gets hail, a hail net is something you may wish to consider. I use one over both my vegetable and cannabis gardens. When deciding what plants to grow and where in your garden they will be, it's important to understand compatible and non-compatible plants. Some plants assist each other and some are toxic together. Some plants compete for nutrients and some may change the taste of others. This year I will be using the four growing areas shown here. Raspberries and strawberries prefer to grow facing east or west. Here they will be on the east side of my garden facing west. Strawberries are a warm weather, full sun plant and will appreciate being here. My herbs will have a space in the back corner separate from most of the garden, as many of the vegetables do not like growing near them. This area of my garden also gets more shade time, and the herbs prefer not to be in direct sunlight all day. In my raised bed this year, I will be growing carrots, radishes, cucumbers, lettuce, and onions. In the front of my bed, I will grow 3 rows of corn, along with green beans and squash, using the Three Sisters method again. On the south side of my garden, I will grow tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers in pots. If I was growing in the ground, I would not grow these three in the same soil as they would compete for nutrients. However, in pots, this will not matter. The final part of planning your garden is deciding when to start your seeds. I rely on an old growing standard, the Farmer's Almanac. Some seeds will be sown directly into the soil outside, others will need to be started indoors. As you can see from this chart, only my tomatoes and peppers need to be started early. To determine when to start your seeds, consult the frost and growing chart for your area. I will use Denver, Colorado. Last spring frost is May 7th. Tomatoes and peppers should be started 6 to 8 weeks before final frost. I will also start my cannabis indoors 1 month before final frost.
And there you have it, the first video on my YouTube channel. I hope you like it and I hope you'll subscribe. My plan is to have you follow along with me as I grow this year. Hopefully you'll pick up some helpful tips that'll help you grow with me. Future videos should have less picture content and more videos as I take you into the gardens, show you what to look for and what to look out for. I hope I piqued your interest and you will like and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me this season and grow with me.